Okay, I'm going.
Okay. All right.
Ooh, I need a sidestep on this thing.
Trying to figure out, do I actually hold my phone? Do I not hold my phone?
I don't think you need it.
I don't take my phone. Okay.
Or your wallet, apparently.
I'm not supposed to distract anyone. I'm supposed to actually be focused, I think, for the next 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
I'm actually supposed to be a part of this.
Only 30.
Only 30?
Yeah. We gotta get all the good ideas and thoughts into 30. If you can.
Thoughts of what we don't know what we're talking about yet.
Yeah.
So.
This meeting.
Okay. All right. Okay.
While the coffee ambiance is.
It's going to give us a good, strong smell.
It will. You don't need anything in your coffee, right? There's no other.
No.
No sugar.
No, I
in
don't.
here.
No.
There's no tap water though.
Nope, just pure black.
For you to
That's
put
good.
some-
That's good. I like it. I like a solid. So.
Cool.
All right. How's my hair? Is my hair okay?
Yeah. Fresh haircut. Hat hair a little bit right now.
Yeah.
But look
Well,
good.
I had to do it yesterday, so we'll see. Okay. All right.
So, when we get started with this, we need to go over kind of the main ideas, the main goals of what we're trying to accomplish here. So,
Basically, why are two people in a van talking to each other?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, for the longest period of time, we've always had the discussion of how do we always put our customers first? How do we always communicate with our customer base? We call it our family. How do we connect more frequently, more often? You can always do, coffee's done. You can always go the
Smells good.
route of newsletter. You can always go
Yeah.
down the route of short videos. You can always go down the route of that. But speaking for myself, being co-founder since day one, you know, I say I built the first van, but I haven't, you know, built one since, I believe. I think our owners have built them. I think our team has built them. But I think it is still a matter of something that I genuinely love. And I guess I can say I loved more in the early days of VanDOit because I knew and I can't say physically anymore, but I would touch every customer. And I loved those aspects of VanDOit in the first like 4 years of its history because it was myself, a very small team of us. You weren't a part of us yet. Austin, who's in the back, he wasn't a part of us yet. And it's just a matter of everyone on the team truly had a direct connection to owners then. And, you know, I don't want to say that we've lost that. I don't think I've necessarily lost that. But as company gets bigger, you know, and things change, COVID happened, we couldn't do deliveries inside the facility. I want to spend my days, and I think you probably know this from just working on the production floor, like going through the production floor, being around me and the team. I want to spend my whole time taking care of customers. And if I could, I would do nothing but talk to our owners, right? So it's a matter of what can we do? You guys have beat the crap out of me forever.
not literally.
Yeah, not literally. No physical touching.
Not yet.
Not yet. But it's been everything along with a few threats about how can we, as VanDOit, keep that connection of the craziness of the day-to-day
Yeah.
involving what we call our family. Because
Yeah.
I truly believe that our owners are our family. They are what make us successful. They are the ones telling us something doesn't work. They are the ones, in a lot of ways, they're a very weird R&D, like research and development.
Yeah.
And
Out in the field.
Yeah, out in the field. And I know how to do something one way. They're going to look at it a different way, like you and I. It's like, how do we, like, I don't know what happens to this, but I'm going to play with it.
I wouldn't.
All right, so,
Just in case.
yeah, so, but it is a matter of I believe, how can I best reconnect to all of our customers, future customers, current customers, answer questions. How do you and I do this, Haley? And it's honestly, I think it's a matter of every week we're going to sit down. Today we're in a van. I think potentially we're maybe always in a van or different vans, different models.
Yeah.
trying to source it out, trying to figure out what it is we want to do, but we answer questions for our customers. But most importantly, I want to take my time to help provide value to our customers, future customers, and in all essence, help marketing, help you guys with maybe my vision, what I'm looking at for the future. And I maybe the most blunt way to say all this is give you, the audience, my time, 30 minutes a week to answer questions, talk about products, talk about the future, talk about whatever it is you guys want from me. You and I have a lot of meetings. I have a lot of meetings with people around this facility. As I told Allison the other day, there's some meetings that I feel I should probably start recording just because that knowledge could probably help somebody else.
Yeah.
Sometimes when the juices get going, you get flowing. I don't even know half the time what I'm saying, honestly, because it all starts clicking. It all starts going.
Yeah.
And there's just that point where you and I are sitting here for the first time, very rough, very raw. That's what this is going to be. It's what it's going to remain to be. There's not going to be a script. I do not want a script. And make it genuine in the mere fact that if we have owners who have questions, let's answer them. If we feel we need to talk about product and vision and future, let's talk about it. If we want to talk about my hair for the day, we can do that. I don't think anyone really cares.
We'll talk about your haircut for 30 minutes and Libby will tune in and enjoy it, but I don't know.
Maybe.
Kurt might like it.
Yeah, Kurt, yeah. Some of our OGs, he might. But I think that's my whole goal here. I think it's our vision of how do we put a face with what we do, kind of the behind the scenes. And it's a matter of getting that out to the people.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think one of the first steps, at least in my mind, is figuring out why it's important to have a face and why, your heart and passion behind it, why you want to be super connected. You kind of touched on it with feeling like a family with our owners, but even for outside of that, new partners and, just for the general public, for people to know, what's kind of going on and why it's important for you to exist on screen, for your face to be out there. Why does that even matter? What are we doing here within the company that makes it important to have that? So. Yeah.
I mean, it's, what's the page on our website called? It's a family thing.
Yeah.
I think it's called It's a Family Thing because it really is.
Yeah. It's all the history of the Kleins and
me and my father-in-law Brent Klein co-founded VanDOit together off the backbone of Klein Van Specialty Rental that Brent started years ago. Let's just go with that. This is not scripted, so I do not remember dates.
A few years ago.
It's a few years ago. The easiest one is 3 generational. It's been generational, and through it, my wife has been a big part of it. My sister-in-law Kaylee's been a big part of it. The whole Klein family, both brothers Alan and John. Everyone's been a part of it. And it's still are. We're all still very active in it. But it really is a family thing. But when Brent and I first started it, my job prior was a corporate job. And this is not to knock jobs like that, but it was a corporate job that I had a great future, had great abilities. But my wife and I knew we wanted to come home. And I was slowly dying at a desk. I needed to start working with my hands again. I grew up on a cattle farm, learned how to do everything by hand, yourself. And so, Brent and I, it took months for us to come to an agreement. But basically, we finally both agreed, though, on one massive thing, which was, I'm going to come back. We don't know what it is that we're going to focus on yet. We don't know what it is that's going to go boom. But we know God has a plan for us. We know that us coming together, there's something is going to click. Something's going to go. And when I came back, we started with a very simple daily rental operation for passenger vans. And from that, it just transpired into more locations for the daily rental. It was great. It's growing. But we did have one kind of thing that started happening was it was a matter of what did we do with our vans once we were done with them in rental. You sell them at auction, you liquidate, you do all these different things. And as the funny story goes, which I'll also say is the real story, regardless of what Brent says, I started building a van for him. He's an avid cyclist, but I started building a van for him simply to get him out of my hair. Mm-hmm. And at the time, I had a fro, so I had hair, so it truly was get him away from me. I do love him to death. Mm-hmm. I do love Lovey, Jill, his wife, my mother-in-law. I love her more. So sorry, BK, but I love Jill more. But it was a matter of let them have an opportunity, because a part of it, me coming back too, was, Brent had always worked his whole life, and some of it for me was a drive to hopefully at one point retire him, I guess, is one way to put it. So started building him a camper van, sending him questions, sending him links, saying, hey, do you like this or do you not like it? When a bike, what's it mean to, lower the seat post? Raise the seat post, and it's a matter of no, I don't want to move my seat post. I get it set perfect how I want it. I don't want to move it. Okay, well then we need the bed to go up and down on its own, aka the live model with the hydraulic bed lift. It didn't start out as hydraulic, and maybe that's some of the stuff while we do this every week. Maybe that's how did that product evolve into what it is. Yeah, there is a reason for everything that we do. But long story short, started really building this product for Brent, and it clicked with both of us that there's an actual business here in what we're building, and we need to put effort behind it. And so with a lot of pieces in the history from that point until now, and we, like I said, we can do some segments. We figure out how we, talk about the history, divide it up a little bit. Yeah. But lo and behold, from that date, roughly about 7 years, and here's where we are. And wow, so it's been VanDOit as a brand is roughly about it'd be going on 6.5 years old.
We should be celebrating VanDOit's birthday. Do you know the official day? Because we should have a party.
So I don't, but I do have a date that is relevant to it, which is my daughter Greer. So Greer is 6.
The van baby.
And when I was in the hospital with Lib, when we were in the hospital, I actually approved the very first extrusion kit to be cut while I was in the hospital for what you see now as the Live model. Well, can't say that. It was the Go model at the time. Yeah. Moved power box, did all sorts of changes, but it was the hydraulic. It is what you see in the Live, and that was approved a day before Greer was born.
But you were in the hospital?
We were in the hospital.
That just shows the kind of worker you are. I feel like that's the best history we could have gotten.
It's more like how good
you're always checking that email.
I am always checking the email, but it actually goes really to show how awesome my wife is, because in a lot of cases, if she didn't allow me to work the hours, do the things that we did in the early days, honestly, do it all full passion, do it for the customers. If there's a problem, fix it for the customers. We're not fixing it for ourselves. We're fixing it for them. And she has been put second. She's been put third. She's been put last to this company for 6 years, basically. And that's the part that she's amazing for. She's amazing about. She makes me better. But there's that reality too where, with her, with the drive, she also sees what we're doing for people in their lives. She sees, when she sees people on Instagram, like some of our owners, like Christians, are a perfect example. We see their joy through our van of what we do. Yeah. And that's the part for doing this. Austin, we calling this a podcast?
I think so.
Okay. How about this one?
Podcast-ish.
This one is a YouTube video.
Yeah.
This is
This is going to be the first time.
This is a 30-minute capped YouTube video.
With potential.
Sure.
with something.
Yes, we
the
will.
The sparkle emoji.
Yes,
is
we're
what it has.
gonna figure out whatever this is, and
Yeah.
so and it's all like this whole thing's natural. It's raw. It's what do the people want? What do our owners want from this? And that's to sum up why we are sitting in one of our new commercial builds. Basically, why we're sitting in here is not to give each other counseling.
Even though it looks like it a little bit. I get my notepad and write down.
These are the seats that some of our counseling vans use. But it really is to try to help continually promote, I guess is maybe one way to say it, promote what we do on a daily basis for our customers and want to do. I am not going to sit here and say that we have always done everything right, because we haven't. Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and preach and talk about others, because I'm not going to talk about them. And I'm not going to sit here and, we try every day to do the best job we can. And in some cases, it might not be good enough. In some cases, it is good enough, but times have changed. There's two sides to every coin, maybe is how the old thing goes. And what I am hoping for out of sitting down with you, whoever else hosts, we talked about Greer, who's a 6-year-old hosting.
I think Libby would be great too, having your wife in here to talk about her experience with you, of what it's been like.
Yeah, sure. That's
you don't sound like very
that's
sure.
Another sure one. We talked about just letting owners host it if they're in for a service or pickup. Basically, it's, to sum it up, it is 30 minutes every week.
Hanging out with Jared.
Hanging out with me. We still don't know a name of what this is, so maybe
hanging out with Jared.
Hanging out with Jared. Hanging with Jared. Vanning with. Nah. Okay. This is gonna go somewhere.
Yeah, vanning with Jared. I don't know.
So, what did we come up with outside? What was it?
Jared Talk Van.
Jared Talk Van, not Jared Talks Vans.
I think Jared Van Talk is better, but Talk Van is funny. So.
What was it that Nick said?
I don't know.
What did he say when he was
came
walking
up
away?
with a lot, conversating with them. He wanted you to talk to the van, make it sound like you're talking to the van.
Jared talks to vans.
Yeah, Jared talk to van.
Jared talk to van. Maybe that's it.
You could talk to the van. Ask it what it wants.
Every one of them is one of my babies.
So how many babies do you have then? How many vans are out there?
I stopped counting at 1,000. So
got a lot of babies.
We got a lot of babies. All 50 states though. Hey,
that's crazy. Yeah, that's awesome.
They are everywhere. One did go to Hawaii. I do not know if it's still in Hawaii. I know one went.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
do know if it's still there. And so Puerto Rico, Mexico, Canada. We've passed through Canada to Alaska.
Dang.
So I mean, it's kind of taking over everywhere.
Yeah.
It's kind of the goal, right? So.
Absolutely.
Which helps show the proof that, I mean, the vans can do all the things and go.
You can live anywhere and do anything.
Boom. Live and do. And
Yeah.
now you can move.
Move everywhere.
Now you can move. So, yeah, that is the goal of what this is. I think we'll probably open it up to our owners.
Yeah.
Let them have a chance to chime in.
Oh, I'm sure they
comment.
They will jump on the chance.
Yes.
They got lots of questions, lots of ideas, so many things. I mean, things that are already in the works too. I know, like the shower, like having a shower in your van has always been like so important. I mean, it's a major comfort thing, to have that. Even myself, like I would prefer to have one. So that's even something that, like, I think you guys were already working on it when that was a question all the time from customers, and it just wasn't in a place to announce, and now it is. So there's probably a lot of things like that you have in your brain, you and Nick are working on, that you're like, we can't tell anybody about it yet.
Except I talked about a move airbag yesterday, which I'm now talking about again on camera.
It's the fact that you called it the
also,
airbag.
Austin, this is raw, and you cannot chop and cut, so you cannot take move airbag out of this.
We'll just bleep it.
No, not allowed. Cannot
We'll just
cut.
bleep it out.
I'm not saying, to be clear, I'm not saying that the name is going to be the move airbag. I'm saying that we're building a van that is the move, like this. This is a move, but we're in a move.
But with airbags.
But airbags with rear passenger seating.
Yeah.
So.
Rear passenger seating that isn't just
Haley,
these seats hanging out in the back.
So van talk, okay? I call it airbag. What do you call it? Because what's the difference?
The airbags. The difference is the airbags. But we came up with a whole list of names. I didn't love any of them, but there was like the Move T, which I just thought it was funny that we were calling it the Move T because that would be the move that's on a cargo. And the whole pun was MT, like it's empty, it doesn't have seats. But I just keep making the joke that T stands for cargo, and I just think it's funny. Every time that Ian would say it, it's, yep, that's what it is. So I don't think there's a better name at the moment that we've come up with. But airbag is just, I don't know.
So VanDOit's built on a couple premises. We haven't figured this out yet. It is versatility, modularity, functionality, simple. I could just keep going.
Durability.
But the one I'm trying to get to is practical.
Yeah.
And so, why would we not use a name to name a vehicle that was practical?
That's straightforward and practical. Yeah.
Because it has airbags.
Yeah.
And it allows passenger seating in the rear.
Yeah.
Doesn't compromise. It only complements. I'm just saying, I don't love it either. What I am saying is that it's a move passenger.
Yeah.
That has airbags.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's a half breed. It's an interesting half breed. But I don't even
best
know
of both
fully.
worlds.
Hannah Montana. That's what we're doing.
No, we're not.
That's the Hannah Montana reference. The best of both worlds. I'll sing this song. Just kidding. We're not going to do that. But we could.
No, now you're required.
Nah, it's okay. I actually don't even know if I remember all of the words except for the there's an episode where her song glitches and she's just like swinging her head back and the best of both, like she does that like 10 times. That's the only part where she says it, I think. I don't know if there's another line in that song where she says it, but anywho. Now it's a Hannah Montana van.
You just taught me, and I now know everything about Hannah Montana from you.
You don't know anything else?
No.
Oh my gosh, I was obsessed with that show as a
I mean,
kid.
I know who Hannah Montana is.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
no.
crazy.
But I also was never a,
10
10-year-old, 13-year-old girl either. So
That's true, and never will be. I think Greer would like it since she likes to like sing and dance. I think she would be into it. I don't know if there's another like a modern day version of that.
Yeah, the problem
would
is that she already has TikTok. So
Oh my gosh.
I know it's not. It's
Does she do the TikTok dances?
She does.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does. It's one of those things that she. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't even know if I want to get into parenting. So.
I was gonna say that's a whole nother episode.
It's a whole nother thing.
Where we could talk about that. There's so
maybe
many.
we can talk about parenting kids in a van. Maybe
Yeah.
we have people who do that with their kids. So
Yeah. Honestly, we could have Jenna and Derek Newman on here talking about navigating a newborn in a van. They're already doing it, and I talked to them the other day. They're doing great. They're honestly, they were like, we wish it was more interesting. Like, she's such a good baby. We have like no issues. It's just been super easy, and they're
Barry's
like, it
still
hasn't
going?
been.
Is
Yeah.
Barry still okay? All right.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Their first baby, obviously Barry, the chocolate lab.
Fur
gotta
baby.
Go. Yeah.
Got the fur baby on there.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, it's just funny how they're like, we wanted a more complicated, we wanted it to just be more exciting, and we have such a good baby. She never really cries, and now I would say knock on wood, but there's no wood in here,
No
so
wood.
I can't
Get out.
knock it on the wood. But yeah, I mean, that's definitely a topic that we could touch. I feel like there are just so many things. I mean, and then like, you mentioned it, we're sitting in a commercial unit, so that would be a good time to talk about like the commercial division as a whole, and like how that's different. Obviously it's still a family vibe. Like, we still want everyone who gets a van to be involved in the same way, but it's naturally going to be a little different. Or maybe you don't want it to be. That's like a whole nother take on your perspective that we could talk about. So
We so wholeheartedly believe in like organic growth. Like, we don't really force anything. We let things naturally happen. I also think, our playbook, our business plan really is the Bible. And I think it's by going through the flows of just every day trying to continue to do the best things. Thanks, Austin. Thank you for the 5-minute mark, man. Trying to always just do the next day. Just what is it today we need to focus on. With commercial, that's a whole thing, because I love what we've always done with helping people get out there to see national parks, take their family, be comfortable with their families, versatility. Don't add an extra car loan, replace a car loan, make this make sense for people. Give us the opportunity to help you.
Yeah.
And that has been great, and we've done so much of that. Tie that in with what we've been doing on the commercial side with all the opportunities. And I mean, you say things hypothetically, but then on the commercial side of just different applications, I mean, we truly have produced vehicles that have went out and saved lives. And that's a fulfillment for, for everyone here. But if we say, why am I the guy who's sitting down to do this weekly? It's maybe it's because of kind of just always been my passion behind why, speaking for myself or me, I guess, why I'm willing to work so hard is because it just makes sense to work this hard to do what we do. I mean, whenever I see the faces of people who pick up and you just see the joy.
It's always more than a van.
It is. And
more than a camper van, a commercial van, whatever. It's just more than a van.
It's so much more than a van. You nailed it. And it's just a matter of, how do we continue to do that? How do we continue to help promote the passion behind it? Because we're very passionate. I love this family. I love everything we do. It's business. It's hard work. It can be frustrating. It can be all the terms that everyone says. But there's just days where, even if you're having a frustrating day around here, you can just look at what we're doing, and it's fun. It's exciting. So it's making people aware of that, and I think that's if there's anything I'm asking for of myself with doing this with you, with everybody, is making sure that we can help tell the story, but also help promote what we're doing, and in turn, hopefully it turns helping more people pursue their dreams. Yeah,
definitely. And I think there's a whole other side of it too, at least from like my perspective. I could talk for hours about how this job has changed my life, just getting to be here every day, like you said, like even if we have no deliveries for a day or whatever, like we still have such an amazing family here, and the bond, and like it's immediate too. Like I didn't come in and there wasn't like a waiting period, I was like, they don't like me yet, it was just immediately. I think like, one of the first days you came in and just like slammed my laptop shut and like ran away, as a joke. Like that's just definitely the atmosphere here. So like, it's work hard but play hard, and I think that's great. So yeah, we could probably interview every employee and talk about that kind of stuff, how it's changed them. And then obviously the opportunities too, getting to travel, getting to be a part of like watching the evolution, just in the last year and a half that I've been here. It's been crazy. So
yeah. Well, Austin, we tapped out, man.
You got 1 minute.
We got 1 minute.
1 minute. Oh gosh. Okay.
I'm just gonna say this is impressive that this has not already been 3 hours.
I know.
Because I run everything over. We're gonna get a full size clock that I have to stare at. Yeah, I think it's so we don't know when we're gonna post it weekly. It's gonna be a weekly thing.
Yeah.
We'll figure out when we're gonna post. You'll find it on YouTube. Austin, I assume we'll push it on like the Instagrams, the socials, the social media,
the Instagrams.
Yeah, the Instas, the metas.
Meta owns everything.
Yeah,
everything is meta.
The all things meta. Okay.
So at the last like 20 seconds or whatever it is that we have, I think we should call this the more than a van podcast.
More than a van.
Because we said that and it clicked. And I think it makes sense.
Okay. Well, there's only
That's
us
the
three
essence.
in here. We locked Allison out.
We locked everybody out.
We locked everyone out. We're all three. So can we all come to an agreement that
the More Than a Van podcast? I think that's
like
pretty great.
That sounds good.
Pretty short and sweet and catchy.
Yeah, all right, I'll give you 5. Yes. All right, more than a van. More than a van.
Yeah.
I like that.
Starring Jared McCauslin.
Starring, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think it's time. I can take the mic off now?
Yep.
Okay, sweet. Probably also need a shower because I didn't after I worked out this
Oh,
morning.
gross.
Yeah.
Why does it smell funny in here?
Yeah, so that's a thing.
I could only smell the coffee, but
Okay.
oh my gosh.
Awesome. Okay, thank y'all.
That was good.
All right. Good to go.
I'm glad I educated you on Hannah Montana.
I know more now.